Just really excited to have the opportunity to play today. I was thrilled we were able to play all 14 members of our team, double-digit minutes. Certainly plenty of things to work on, but just thrilled to have the opportunity to play. And now we have 2 days to prepare for a very talented Middle Tennessee State team on the road on Wednesday. And so excited to get back on the practice floor tomorrow and get ready for that test on Wednesday.
Matt, I know getting on the floor today was priority one with a bullet, but when you play a team that is just so wildly different than anything you're going to see the rest of the year, what do you guys get out of this game?
Oh, we got a ton out of this game. I think the conditioning, number one, the pace of play, we could not simulate the pace at which that game was played today. I thought at that first under 16 media timeout, it's like 24-16, and the pace is just incredible. So I think the conditioning, I think the fact that we haven't had, due to the rules this year, an exhibition or a scrimmage, and over half of our team didn't get the opportunity to play for the Racers last year. So to get that first game under our belt, playing here in the CFSB Center was important. And then just, it's been such a long wait for our players to get the opportunity to play. I think they were just so excited to be on the floor. And now we have a game under our belt, and we can start our preparation for Wednesday's game at Middle Tennessee.
Coach, you had 100.
Go ahead.
You had 117 bench points. What did you learn from your freshmen and newcomers tonight?
Well, I thought right off the bat you saw the speed and quickness in the open floor of Justice Hill. I think he put up 10 assists pretty quickly tonight in the first half. I thought all of our newcomers had the opportunity to play. You saw the size and physicality of Nick McMullen up in our front court and his ability to impact the action around the basket. I thought all our newcomers were able to contribute. And as I mentioned there in the open, to have all 14 players play double-digit minutes, I thought was important for us as we start the season.
Coach, you talked a lot this week about just getting the guys on the court. You just talked about it a little bit there. Now that it's actually done, how nice was it and how exciting was it? And then to put up 173 points in such a wild game.
It was awesome to have the opportunity to play and to compete. And we've been very fortunate. Our players, I think, have handled the circumstances well. They've worked extremely hard. I read this morning, I think there were 47 Division I teams that are shut down completely, can't even practice, let alone play in games. So we're thankful for the opportunity, and we're going to play as many games as we can. Our guys are healthy. We're going to do it safely. But if games get canceled, we're going to replace them. And that's how we're going to approach it as we work our way through the season.
Breon Woodley gets the start in his first game after missing all of last year. What was it like watching him work and then get to play today?
Well, he earned the start clearly through his daily production and consistent production and practice this fall. And as we've gone in here to November, I'm really excited for him to be back on the court. He had a bad leg fracture last year. It cost him his season. And it was a frustrating rehabilitation process for him. But he was able to stay the course. And I think, it's his fourth year in the program now, and there's a lot to be said for that. He has great size at that wing position. He's an excellent three-point shooter. And so I was very happy to see him back on the floor tonight.
Speaking of playing, you've wanted to constant shuffling of schedules. There was at least some public discourse this week about possibly adding a game for next week with a team from Indiana. Is there any good, bad, or indifferent news on that front?
I've said before, the social media scheduling, I've never really seen that work out well, but we're in constant communication with teams, Division I, Division II. We want to make sure we get as many games as possible, and nothing is set for next weekend yet at this time.
Go ahead, Ed. I'm sure by no means you have the rotation set or anything, but what's it like to be able to bring DeQuan, Chico, and Gilmore, have that experience come off the bench like that?
Yeah, the rotation's certainly not set at this point, but we've been fortunate here to be healthy these last few weeks and get a lot of practices in. I say it all the time. We film every practice. Our practices are designed to be very competitive. We chart just about everything, statistically speaking, that we feel impacts winning, and try to make the best decisions we can. But I do think that's the strength of our team right now, is that we do return 6 core guys last year who accounted for right around 72% of our offensive production. And so with not having any summer workouts and our fall being limited, I think those experienced players like Devin, Chico, DeQuan are going to make huge impacts on our team.
You talk all the time about control what you can control. This week was the sort of the textbook with 3 games getting canceled. Devin said that you had sort of hammered that message again into them, but he also said that you made a point to be very transparent with them about what's going on in terms of games. Can you sort of elaborate on how you handled that with them?
Well, I think so. I think we have to be. I mean, this is not a financial issue we're going to deal with this season. I mean, Ohio State football, I think they have a $100 million budget. They're shut down right now. The Baltimore Ravens probably have unlimited resources and funds, and they're shut down right now. It's just the way it is. So we can't afford to sit around feeling sorry for ourselves because a game got canceled or what have you. We've got to take advantage of every opportunity we have to keep getting better as a team. We're really not, outside of impressing upon our players the importance of the COVID protocols and being safe. We don't spend a lot of time talking about it. We're focused on building the best team that we can, and that's how I want our players to approach it. And I understand the human side of it too. I played. It was 100 years ago, but I played, and you're preparing for a game, and it gets canceled, and now you go to practice. I know that's tough, but I'm really proud of the way our players handled the tough week, and now we have a great opportunity to go play against a really talented Middle Tennessee team on Wednesday and see kind of where we're at this point of the season.
Coach, when you get ready to break down the possessions in this film, what will be the number one things that you're looking for out of your team? Is it the unselfishness with the assists? Is it the way that your team broke the press and rebounded? Or are there other factors that you're looking for in a film like this?
Well, I'll be watching the film on Middle Tennessee. We're moving forward, and it's a quick turnaround. We have about 48 hours. We've got to get a game plan installed and get our team ready to go. The things I take away from the game today, though, watching it once will be enough for me today, was I did think you saw unselfishness. I think when we did what we were supposed to do against the pressure, we were able to get easy scoring opportunities. There were plenty of areas where we have to get better. Our defensive communication was very poor at times, and Greenville had a lot to do with that, with the pace of play at which they moved the ball up and down the court. But we have to communicate better defensively, and we can't give up so many open three-point looks. And then I mentioned it earlier, but we had some breakdowns where we did not do what we were supposed to do against the press later in the game, and that led to turnovers and easy scoring opportunities for Greenville. But we'll make those corrections and really have to get ready for Middle, who, watching their first 2 games, their defensive pressure, while it's not trapping and in the full court like we saw today, their half-court defensive pressure has been very impressive. They've got great size and length at every position, and we'll have to be ready to handle that in the half court on Wednesday.